I would like to tell you a parable of two cities. There once was a city that was terrified of fire. They didn't allow people to cook, they didn't allow people to smoke cigarettes or hit their pipes or even make tea. They dried all their food outside, and they paid the other cities to cook their food for them. The thought of a fire breaking out was so abhorrent to them that they lived in constant denial of it. Soon they built their houses completely out of wood. Their flooring, their roofs, every bedroom, and their clothes. Their clothing was even made out of cotton. And then one day, a foreigner came to town, and he lit a cigarette. The city burned down, and many were killed. Now many were killed, and the ones who fled were homeless, and they lived in constant fear afterwards. For they knew that they would be destroyed at the strike of flint on steel. Now there was another city that loved fire. They cooked all their meals, and a few of their houses burned down, so they made them out of stone. Their hands were burned, so they made gloves. Soon they had tools made of iron, and everything they had was indestructible. In fact, you could light a fire in the middle of one of their homes, and nothing would happen to them. They would be fine. Now I'd like to tell you a story about two nations. There was a nation that lived in constant fear of being destroyed by its neighbors. They had security checkpoints everywhere. They had fighter jets that would launch at the drop of a hat. They had missiles. They had bombs. They had guns. They had armed security everywhere. And they were hated by their neighbors. And their neighbors decided, if we could destroy these people, we would. But why not attack the people behind them? The people who don't have the fighter jets ready, the people who don't have the missiles and the guns. And so, a few of them made their way across the ocean, 10,000 miles, and boarded some passenger jets. They had brought along with them box cutters, meaningless little toys. And with those box cutters, they crashed those planes, all of the people on them, into the World Trade Centers and into the Pentagon. And all of the people that were in those buildings, well, many of them died. The ones that fled were in fear for their lives, and everyone in that nation lived in constant terror of another such attack.